Long ago, in a land of mighty kingdoms and vast deserts, there lived a powerful monarch named King Shahryar, ruler of a great Persian empire. He was a just and noble king in his early years, loved by his people and respected by his court. He ruled alongside his younger brother, King Schahzaman, who governed a neighbouring land. One day Shahryar invited his brother for a visit, but before leaving, King Schahzaman returned to his palace unexpectedly, and to his shock he found his wife being unfaithful. Enraged and humiliated, he executed her at once and departed for Shahryar's kingdom with a heavy heart. When he arrived, he noticed something peculiar. Despite being surrounded by luxury and comfort, he remained deeply troubled. Sensing this, Shahryar asked him what was wrong. Schahzaman, ashamed, at first stayed silent, but eventually told his brother the whole story. King Shahryar was deeply disturbed, not only by the betrayal, but by how it mirrored his own worst fears. Yet fate had more in store. One day, while Shahryar was away on a hunt, Schahzaman witnessed something even more shocking. He discovered that Shahryar's queen was also unfaithful, engaging in secret meetings with palace servants the moment the king was gone. Now both brothers were shattered by betrayal. Blinded by grief and rage, Shahryar ordered the execution of his queen and vowed never to trust a woman again. But his revenge was far darker. Each day he would marry a new woman and have her executed the next morning, ensuring she would never have the chance to betray him. This brutal cycle continued for many months. The people were horrified. Grief swept the kingdom, and fear spread through every household. Eventually, there were no more daughters left to marry, and panic reached the vizier, the king's trusted adviser. The vizier had two daughters. The eldest, Scheherazade, was not only beautiful, but extraordinarily wise and courageous. She had spent her life studying poetry, history, and the art of storytelling. Seeing the suffering of her people and determined to stop the king's madness, Scheherazade offered herself as the king's next bride. Her father was terrified. "My daughter," he pleaded, "this will mean your death. You cannot stop this storm." But Scheherazade gently replied, "I would rather die trying to save the women of this kingdom than live in fear while others suffer." That night she was wed to King Shahryar. But Scheherazade had a clever plan. She asked a simple request of the king. "May I tell you a story before I sleep, just to pass the time?" Intrigued, the king agreed. She began a tale, magical, mysterious, and filled with wonder. But just before dawn, when the story reached its most exciting moment, she stopped. "I must rest now, my king. If I live another day, I shall finish the tale tomorrow." Shahryar, captivated by the cliffhanger, spared her life to hear the end of the story. The next night she finished it and began a new one, just as enchanting. And again she left it unfinished at sunrise. Night after night, Scheherazade spun one spellbinding tale after another. Stories of daring adventurers, clever thieves, magical creatures, wise sultans, and brave women. Each night the king's curiosity grew, and something else began to grow too. Admiration, then respect, then slowly, love. Her stories were not just entertainment. They were lessons in justice, kindness, loyalty, and forgiveness. As the 1001 nights passed, Shahryar transformed. His rage softened, his heart, long buried in sorrow, opened, and in the 1001st dawn, he looked at Scheherazade and said, "You have taught me more than any scholar. You have healed my soul with stories and patience. I no longer wish to harm another. I release you from your fear, and I ask you now to remain not as my prisoner, but as my queen." With joy and relief, Scheherazade accepted. Scheherazade's courage and wisdom saved not only her life, but the lives of many others. Her stories became legend, passed down through generations, teaching that words can change hearts, and that wisdom is more powerful than wrath.